Alright, this is a 2013 Transit Connect. We'll be changing out the evaporator box. So what I did, first thing first, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the A pillars on both sides. I've removed this one. It's 2 T-Torx bolts and the handle comes out, and then you just snap it right out. And then for the cluster, there's 2 bolts on top holding the housing in. First you remove that, and then there's 2 additional number 7 bolts, 7mm bolts on the bottom. And then what I did was I removed the 2 Torx behind the gauge cluster in order to get this plastic dash off. And then what I did was also I took out the radio. There's 4 bolts. First you need to pop the trim off, take that out, take the radio out, and then there's a bunch of Torx inside. I'm gonna remove those next. Also what I did was I removed the center console. It comes out in 2 pieces. This is the first piece. There's 2 bolts up on top and then 2 in the back, and then it just comes right out. Then you want to take out these controls, just pop it open and disconnect the connectors behind it. And then for the AC control, what you want to do is reach behind and take out these 4 bolts. So there's 4 Phillips heads, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It'll be better to take those out instead of removing the cables, because there's a chance where if you try to remove these cables you can damage it, and these, I know for a fact, they attach directly to the evaporator box itself, so you want to be careful with these. Remove those 4. I took out the glove box. Now what I'm gonna do is start looking for hidden screws such as those. Remove that. I know there's some on this side as well. Remove all those. Drop the steering wheel down, and then see if I can slowly start to pivot up this shell. And what else? Alright, so this is what I've done so far. I've taken out the gear selector. I've taken this off, which I showed you guys. There's 2 10s over here, 1 going on the side. This way we can just move this like that. Same thing on the other side. 3 10s holding this together. I've taken out the wires on that side. I just pulled them out, made them loose enough so we can move it ahead. I'm gonna remove that 10 because I know it's gonna be snagging somewhere. I don't want to break that. I've dropped the steering wheel down. There's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 3 are 10s. Actually no, these 3 are 13s, and this one is a Torx. Take that out, but before I did that, I went ahead and loosened up all the wires, taking them out. This way we don't bind up. And then there's 4 number 7 screws that go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take that out. And alright, so on the sides, now for the main frame. So there's 1 10 over there, there's 1 10 up on top, and on this side there's 1 10 over here, 1 10 inside over here, 1 10 up on top right here. And the thing that gave me the most problem is because the frame wasn't moving, but then I found out there's a hidden 10 inside. So if that is all good. Also, I took these 2 wires out. It looked like they were gonna bind somewhere, so I went ahead and just took it out. So now the frame should be loose. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna just take that 10 out and see if I could just move it just a little bit this way. Also took out the accelerator wire harness, and I took out the brake sensor. I just twisted it off. Simple as that. Now let me just take that 10 out. and see if I could just move it over. This way I have more access towards the box. Like I told you, make sure you leave these just like this, right? All right, so I moved the dash up. This is how it looks. Now we have much more room to actually slide the box out. But what you want to do is make sure you take these connectors off. These were binding. So this is for the fan, this is for the relay, and this is for the actuator. Take that off. Now I think there's a 13 on that side. Now we gotta go ahead and take out the high and the low side and the heater hoses, and this should just slide right out. Alright, so now from the engine bay side, what we need to do is we need to take off these two hot and cold sides. They look like they're in a very bad location, and you have to take out these two heater hoses. What I'm thinking about doing is, instead of somehow finagling my hand in that location, which I know it's going to be a little bit more work, I'm gonna instead just disconnect it from this side. This way I can just sneak the two pipes through. I think that's the easiest route, but I have to work on those two lines first, which the room is very small and you can't really see what you're doing, so you have to go by feel. Alright, so almost got the box out. Like I said, I disconnected it from the other end. These connectors, they're going to be very painful to get, but the easiest way I found was through the engine bay. What you need is a 3/4, this special puller. You slide it over and then you push in, and then it releases the tab, and then you can pull the lines out. These things are useless, don't even bother with this. Now I'm going to take it out completely. As you can see, it's loose, and then I'm going to see how to get the evaporator. Alright, so I got the evaporator itself out. First you need to take this off, then you need to slide this cover out, and then it just comes right out. As you can see, it was leaking right here. All this green stuff is the dye, and you can see the shape this is in. Very bad. I got a new one right here, but that one is not the right part, so we're gonna go see if we can get the actual one and put this stuff back together. You can even see, like, it's so dirty. It's about time. It's funny because it was made in 2013.